Today I'm going to discuss different ways of holding title. I'm only going to discuss the four main ways. There are other ways of holding title, but it would be too long of a seminar or video, so therefore I'm only going to do the four main ones. Let's start off with tenancy in common. Now, what is tenancy in common? You can have any number of people. You can have 1, 2, 10, 20, doesn't make any difference, but you can have a lot of people. The ownership can be divided into numerous interests, equal or unequal. In other words, if there's two of us, one person could own 1%, one person could own 99 or 51-49 or whatever. Okay, each owner will have a separate legal title to his undivided interest. So you'll get legal title to your 1% interest if that's what you have. Okay, and each co-owner's interest may be conveyed separately by its individual owner. All right, we got 55 people in there. One guy wants to sell his off. You can do that, no problem. On the co-owner's death, let's say there's only two of them, and you have a co-owner's death, his interest passes by will to their owners, to that person's owners. There is no survivorship right. And what that means is if I die, my share will go to whoever I designate it to. Michael's share will go to whoever he designates it to. Okay. This is favored by partners except husband and wife. Okay. And I've owned property and tenants in common. No problem. Let's go down here to joint tenancy. Joint tenancy can be any number of people also. There usually is only husband and wife, but you can theoretically have any number that you want. The ownership interest must be equal. If you got 4 owners, each one's going to own 25%. If you got 2 owners, each one's going to own 50%. Okay, there's only one title to the property. Okay, now conveyance by one owner without the others will break the joint tenancy. Okay, everybody understand that one? So if I get rid of my share because I don't want it anymore, there is no more joint tenancy at all. Okay. On a co-owner's death, his interest ends and cannot be disposed of by will. In other words, it's automatically basically going to go to the other party. Okay? And that is why down here it says the survivor owns the property by survivorship. This is why a lot of husbands and wife do this type of title, joint tenancy. Okay? Now, over here, let's discuss community property. Community property can only be husband and wife. I can probably see that changing by law in the future, but right now it's husband and wife only. Ownership interest must be equal, except the control of the property will be with the managing spouse. That could be either the wife or the husband. Usually if you own property that you don't live in, one of the spouses will be taking care of tenants or the renters or whatever. Okay. Each interest is separate, but management is unified. In other words, only one person is going to do the management, even though you have separate interests here. Okay, we also require written consent of the other spouse, and separate interest cannot be conveyed except upon death. So you can't go out and give your share to somebody else. You have to die, and then it can be conveyed. On the co-owner's death, 50% belongs to the survivor in severalty, and 50% goes by will to the descendants, devisees, or succession of survivor. Okay? Getting a little technical with you there, and that's why the presumption is husband and wife. On community property, the presumption will be husband and wife. Doesn't always have to be, but that's our presumption. And then the last one we're going to discuss today is tenancy and partnership. Only partners can be the members of the partners. That doesn't make any sense, but ownership interest is in relationship to the interest in the partnership. If you have 30% interest, your share is going to be 30%. Title is in the partnership. It could be the Joe and John partnership, that type of thing. No partner may sell his interest without the consent of the other co-partner. It's pretty self-explanatory. And on the partner's death, that person's interest passes to the surviving partner pending litigation of the partnership. Share of the deceased partner will then go to his estate. Okay, kind of technical again. All right, and last, arises only by virtue of partnership status and property placed on partnership. Okay, those are the four main ways that we hold title to the property. There are other ways like corporation deeds, trust, etc. I'm not going into those today. That's a whole separate seminar. Now, if you need any more information, you can go up to my youtube.com, #FloydLoans. Be sure to hit the red button for subscribe. And then also you can go to Facebook, Floyd Loans. We have them there, Twitter at Floyd Loans. And if you need to email me, my email address is floyd@woodrumfinancial.com.